Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, and welcome to Dev Talks. This is Adi Achint. How do I introduce someone who's sitting with me? I'm sure you all recognize Mr. Vikram Sood. Sir, thank you so much. It's an honor and a pleasure having you on the platform.
Thank you for having me on board.
Sir,
It's always nice to talk to you
my
and
pleasure, sir.
get additional information from you.
We haven't had a word after Operation Sindoor.
Yeah, it's been a while. I
yeah.
think you've been chasing hot stories.
No, I'm chasing their targets. That's all on Google Earth nowadays. That's why the
Okay.
target.
Okay.
So, sir, what do you think? What did you think?
About?
The operation. I'm sure you would have been keenly watching what all happened, what all got hit, and you know much more than what you would care to admit. So, just
Oh, no,
what do you think?
not.
What did you think?
You see,
Uh,
by going to Mr. This is not the first time Mr. Modi has gone to the SCO, but he's a smart one. He's played it well. He's got center stage, and he made it look like a triangular arrangement.
mhm.
Whether that works or not, I don't know, but the message is quite clear. We are not saying yes to your threats, or we're not we're not worried about what you think you can do. We will buy our oil from wherever we want to buy, and we will talk to whoever we want to talk to. We're not saying it is a tripartite agreement, but there is some understanding somewhere. Could be a three-way bilateral: India, Russia, Russia, China, which already there, China, India. We have a problem with Russia, China still. They haven't gone away. They won't go away in a hurry. But we can always prioritize ourselves. What do we want now? And by doing this, by this bullying tactics, I think Trump has messed up a whole thing. He thinks that Indians will come by begging like his European colleagues have been. We're not going to do it. We're not in anybody's camp. We won't. We still believe that it has to be a multilateral arrangement. Whatever comes in future, a substitute to this Cold War global order, that is gone. They can't assert it themselves. They can bully you. They can threaten you. They can malign you. But that's okay. We'll take it. So I think sensible opinion in the US is worried. And they realize that by doing this, Trump has really messed up an arrangement that was working okay for 20 to 25 years and had potential to do better. But you see, Trump has lost a lot of, by doing this, he's lost a lot of credence, of trust. He's made it quite clear that he would prefer to deal with an Islamic terrorist state with a Fauji at the top rather than deal with a democracy which is progressing. He would rather take up a babe which is, in dire straits than to work with a country that is going to do well in the future. So does it mean that he is scared of us? That as a person he's a scared of us? Therefore he's just looking for a deal. He's a deal master.
Hmm.
He's not a great strategic thinker or anything. He just likes
Real or
deals.
not? Is the deal
Just
supposed to be
likes
real?
deals. आज का सौदा करो क्या? What's the rate?
Hmm.
Kind of thing. Okay, I made my billion today. Now tomorrow is another day. So that kind of thing doesn't work in international relations. And I think we've been pretty smart about the whole thing.
Do you
It's
think these deals
fortunately
are?
working. Sorry?
Do you think these deals are supposed to be real, or they can just be a media deal and that's it?
Trump steals.
Hmm.
I don't know. Trump. अभी तो इसने हमारे साथ कोई डील तो करा नहीं है.
किसी के साथ भी नहीं करा. So he's only
Yeah.
got deals ready with Bangladesh and Pakistan.
He's actually been pulling out of many deals.
Hmm.
And he's promising a lot of deals to all the neighboring countries, our neighboring countries. But you say Bangladesh and Pakistan, tariff kam karunga main. I don't see how this 50% tariff is going to help them.
Hmm.
It will hit the Indian economy. People who are supplying that will find it more difficult to sell. That's true. But they will have to buy at a higher rate too. So, is there a substitute for that commodity? Has he worked that out? Will he buy that thing in Europe? Where the cost of production is. But when your satellite program costs less than their what is it? Less than their somebody gave me that example. If you remember, they said their satellite moon launch cost them less than
The golf
half.
trip.
Yeah, than a golf trip. So that's startling. If that is the rate, and that is how they'll have to buy things from another wealthy country, then the whole game of outsourcing your product to a third world is over. You can't manage it. They will sell it equally expensive. After all these, I mean, not the correct example. So all these people who were buying luxury goods and selling luxury goods at phenomenal prices. The original cost was $30 or $40, and they were selling it for $4,000. That's a huge money. So वो नहीं होगा ना. So they'll have to find ways of getting India back on board. They can't do. Don't think. I think America, by doing all this, America has shown that it can be dispensable. It can be a nuisance. It's going to be a warmonger. So,
Let me ask you this, if you don't mind. You've been through this. You've seen the 70s. You've seen the 90s when the Americans were anti us, openly anti us. 70s, 80s, 90s.
hmm.
What you see today is a shade better than that. Is it worse than that?
I think no, it's probably the same, but it's this time it is not even couched in different language.
Mhm.
It's coming straight at you. So in that way, it is good that you know exactly what he's planning to do. Otherwise, they would always couch their words in different language and do what they wanted to do. And 71 was a bad year for us, vis-a-vis the Americans. Then post nuclear test, it was bad. They had sanctioned us for decades. It was only 2005 when we did the nuclear deal that we got out of this whole thing. But most of the time, it's been anti us. You can say what you like, they will not change that. They were not too keen on helping us on terrorism or anything. It was all gupshup. Maro. Let the Pakistanis do. They were their proxies and keep the Indians in check. Don't let them get too too active in the whichever group they were. It suited them. You see, now you have to give up the Cold War rhetoric. That us versus them doesn't work. It's not one on one. It's one versus several. And that they're not able to handle, and they won't be able to handle
Hmm.
it. There's China is of course the lead, and there is Russia, and there's India, and there are other smaller players who have stood up. Brazil has stood up. So if major countries are going to react like this, others will take courage and act likewise, I think. So
Hmm.
you have then the dollar is losing its total control. More and more nations have begun to exchange goods in different currencies. So if your dollar loses value, your armed forces are not successful, your foreign policy is floundering, then what are you doing? You're obviously in a bit of a hole. The correct thing for Mr. Trump would have been not to say anything, as they first said that we don't know anything, we're not involved. They should have stayed out of it.
Hmm.
बट वो नोबेल पीस प्राइज का चक्कर आ गया ना उसी में रह गए so we'll have
So
to mm,
the help to Pakistan, right,
mm,
used to come before as well. Today, it's in the shape of Trump's private enterprises, Trump's private deals, and stuff like that. That's also happening. We know.
mm, mm.
How has the situation changed over the course of, let's say, the past 30 years? I come back to my previous agenda in terms of the question. How has the course of time changed over the past 30 years? Or has it even?
No, I
Except the
don't think
fact
it
that.
has. I've always maintained that they're not going to let Pakistan down. They're not going to give it up. They may make polite, have sweet sounding words for you and great power, rising power, ancient civilization, etc., etc. And we get carried away and say, we must deal with America. We must deal with India. The basic thing is that the Americans have a strong sense of self interest. And that is the abiding factor. Nothing else matters. They say, oh, I heard in some talks, if it's in our interest, we will do it.
Mm,
Interest, why would we do it? Previously, they had that ability to force that. But now I don't think they have that ability to that extent at all. Why haven't they been able to solve Ukraine? Because they met up with a chap who has more grit and determination than they have. And
mhm,
he's wilier, he's smarter. And what is this thing that we hear that the Americans are now going to make Gaza into a retreat? Huh? No, no, it's a serious thing. They
yeah, yeah,
really,
yeah, yeah. I'm
you
pretty
know,
happy,
they
sir.
they have a department of destruction and a department of reconstruction.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy if they're able to do that. Then we should also force the world and say, empty out our POJK from the people, and we want
Yeah,
the
yeah.
land.
We want that. We would like to have a would like to have a beach on Gwadar.
Yeah.
So self-interest is paramount.
Hmm.
They were so far able to assert it. Now they find it difficult to go along that line because others are standing up to it. When Afghan war happened, when after 9/11, the whole world was with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we are all Americans. The French said the first time. Horrible. But when the Iraq war took place, there was a completely different story. 2 years. So how did that happen? And those are signposts that we don't look at. They went there, they destroyed, they crushed Iraq with their firepower, which is expected. But then, don't you think they turned the Arab world against themselves?
I
What
don't
is
know, sir.
happening in Syria?
Yeah.
You have brought in an ISIS man on whom there was a head. He had a head price on his head for $10 million, and he's now you're the president of the country, and he's your man. So what is the again jadoo क्या हुआ है? Because in your self-interest you feel this is the best man to protect the system and keep it out of range for the Iranians. So they are allowed to go and kill the Druze and others openly. मारे जाओ. If something much smaller happens in India, they say, human rights. Nobody's talked of human rights in Syria. Nobody. So interests don't change, but how you determine your interests and how you act on them might vary.
I mean, that's there, sir. One really wonders to understand, and that's the beauty of it. You came up and you said we want to stop the war in Russia, and then now you sit down and basically you're sending weapons to Ukraine all back all over again. So it's it's no different.
Yeah.
But sir, the world is kind of changed today, and the when you look at the perspective of America, it's in a very sad state of affairs.
Hmm.
If um, India stood up, Brazil stood up, um, Japan
Exactly.
pretty much. I mean, I'm surprised at Japan who stood up and
Yeah.
said no
Stood up and now they're going to do deals with us.
with us. Now, of course, these are Japan, Germany. Germany, by the way, the German
Hmm.
foreign minister stood up. These are, I mean, states of the US, states controlled by the US.
Yeah.
But even they are now kind of standing up and saying, enough, this is not all right. And I found the president of Finland's opinion really interesting, where he said that, "What are you doing? We're going to lose if he literally warned Trump and said that, don't do this with India. We'll lose the entire global South."
Yeah.
So how do you think? I mean, we've not. And by the way, the best is we haven't done anything till now.
Hmm.
The SEO
No,
is a product of the, I mean, media. At
we
the end of it, there was
no,
nothing that came
we
out.
are. It's happening on its own. I think the idiocy of the whole thing makes people realize that how do you compare Pakistan with India and say I'll side with Pakistan, I'll
Hmm.
let you go to hell, I'll punish you. Why instead of encouraging Indians and saying okay, let's do a deal which is workable, let's do a deal where neither you lose nor I lose. Just sitting down back in this arrogant manner that I'll do this. Part of the problem is his advisors. Did you see that clip where all of them, all his ministers or whatever they're called, sitting around a table and each one of them eulogizing, Hanji, Hanji, my bap. It's like Badshah, and Akbar Badshah and his nine jewels sitting around and saying nice, nice, cute, cute things about the emperor. That's what he is. So how can he run a country like this? I'm amazed. And the good guys in their system, I don't think they'll be successful in doing what they might want to do. Ultimately, the deep state will catch up.
Hmm.
do them down or fix them. Every day you hear a new story about कभी फार्मा में रैकेट है, कभी you know कभी स्टील में रैकेट है, कभी whatever you think there is a racket there.
Yep.
And then they say India is corrupt. What the hell? We're doing much better than them. Except our probably system shows corruption at a much more basic level on the street. There it's on high. But I think the manner in which they're handling immigration and so on, such issues, they're going to get more and more into this kind of doing deals at the junior court level or senior court level and carry on. So we're looking at a very chaotic situation today. All kinds of wars are being fought. Everything is a war. Resources, territory. Well, maybe not territory so much except in Ukraine, but all other kinds of wars are cyber wars and cipher wars, and resource wars. Where will it all end?
Hmm. That's extremely difficult to just
Mm.
even kind of put your finger on, sir,
Mm.
isn't it?
It's very difficult.
Because one really wonders, a global shift brings chaos, right? And that's how the 40s and the 50s were. It was
Mm.
complete chaos.
Mm.
When when this started, the global order shift started, I thought, fair enough. That thing took about 20 years. With today's information technology, let's bring the time by one fourth, 5 6 years. And we should see some wars, we should see some, chaos and resets. Do you think which the direction the world is going is actually a reset, or this is just in the middle of the chaos right now?
I don't think the reset has happened yet. It won't happen in a while
Hmm. Okay,
because there was so much power enjoyed by one country
that's a point.
globally.
Hmm.
It was, in terms of power and control, much bigger than the British Empire. You had to have 90, कितने bases थे? 800 bases.
830 bases, sir. 831. They've built another one now.
Okay. Then you need manpower, you need all the ancillary systems for that. It's not just 831 bases. The whole paraphernalia that's required, the support activities for running these bases is huge. So they must have had a reason for doing this and must have believed that this would keep them safe and on top. But it hasn't happened that way. Because you can't fight another man's battle in another country. You can fight your own battles in your own country. And you keep saying, and then they learned this smart trick. After all, 1917 was the time when they entered the First World War, when it was almost coming to an end. They entered, they, they landed in Normandy in 1944. Yeah, they were fighting in the Pacific, but
Yeah.
here they landed in 1944, by which time the Russians had pushed back Hitler substantially. They fought wars by proxy after that. After
Mhm.
Vietnam, it's always been wars by proxy. They don't want to put their troops on the ground. The first time Bush did it, he pulled out quickly. Junior Bush kept them there for some time. Then, in this world of private military corporations, you can have others managing your show and you pull out. troops. So they function like that. Ukraine was a proxy war for NATO and America. They used Afghan Mujahideen to fight to take on Soviet Union in Afghanistan.
Mhm.
When that didn't work, they sent in their troops. After, I mean, Soviet Union didn't collapse because of them. It collapsed for other reasons. But Afghanistan continued to be there, and the Taliban continued to be there, and Al Qaeda continued to be there. So they decided that they would now go in, all guns blazing. What happened? They left one night, sneaked out. How does that show you up? Doesn't it show you up? It's a repeat of Vietnam, Baba.
Mm.
That iconic figure of the boy hanging on to the helicopter while it took off, that signified Vietnam. यहाँ पे they left Afghanistan in the dead of the night. Nobody knew anything that happened. Everything was left. Equipment, asla chhod gaye, trucks chhod gaye, everything was left. They couldn't take everything out to the people there, to the force they had fought with.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
So, war is a foreign policy option for some time, but it doesn't work all the time. Once a country or a group of countries learn that they can take them on, then it starts to crumble. And that's what's happening. I mean, in the West, they have difficulty recruiting troops for Ukraine. In Ukraine, nobody wants to fight the war. They are being dragooned into fighting. सड़कों पे उठा के ले जा रहे हैं उनको. Literally bodily lifting youngsters and taking them into war.
Mm. Mm. That's what they want us to do, right, with China?
Yeah, that is the whole game. Let's not mistake that for the end of the day when they say Hindi Amriki bye bye, it's only if you are willing to take on America for their cause. Let's be quite honest with ourselves.
Mm. Pakistan agreed to fight. We
हाँ
didn't.
वो तो हमारे साथ लड़ने को हरदम तैयार है.
Mm.
Pakistan is used to control us so that we don't become a regional power. Now Bangladesh has been added to the same list. They can't control Afghanistan, who keeps pulling Pakistan down. Baloch are a nuisance. So Pakistan has to be helped out of all this situation.
Yeah.
It's a it's a crazy world. I think we talked about it last time also.
Mm. And it's actually
The
developed. It's
huh?
developed. It's developed the way we discussed it. It's developed
Yes.
into absolute pure chaos.
हाँ. किसी को it's difficult to predict अब क्या होगा.
Yeah. Mm.
Quite honestly. And everybody keeps writing, okay, this is the ideal situation. How do you get there? There's this article by these two persons, Jeff, Jake Sullivan, and one more
Kurt Campbell,
Dave. Huh? Kurt Campbell.
the Secretary of State and the Assistant Secretary of State, former.
Yeah, but घूम फिर के बात तो वहीं आएगी ना.
That's
Who is best to safeguard my interest? That's
yeah.
the
They don't want they want Trump to change this policy because it's hurting them, not because it's hurting India.
no, no, no. It is hurting my interest, man.
Yeah. And the worst part is we haven't done anything till now. And that's what is amazing me, that we haven't taken any retaliatory sanctions. We haven't created any animosity. There have been no statements from this country. Yeah, we had some ministers came out and said something in the beginning, but
Yeah,
at that time things were really rabid.
and
After
we've
that, it
left.
escalated. We left it there.
And the
Yeah.
Prime Minister has not said anything. It's old Jaishankar who keeps saying things, which is fine. He's the man who's supposed to be doing
तो काम
policy.
है.
Well, that's the thing. That's right. So that's where it is, and happy days ahead for you guys.
What would you? Yeah, I know. A lot of work to do and a lot of studies to do. I love it. What would you recommend India does, sir? Last segment of the discussion. What would you recommend India does with regards to America? Because this has brought us into a point of
Learn,
inflection.
learn, learn from them. How would you look after your interests?
That's a good lesson.
With and where would Russia be with you? Would China be with you? To what extent? What do we have to do to keep them there, interested, involved with us? So, is it worth surrendering something for gaining something else?
Mm.
Is a continuous landmass from the Arctic to the Indian a good idea?
Mm.
So, there's a lot. That is the fear that others might have.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So without scaring anybody, we need to look after our interests first. That's what the first lesson. None of these. We are a democratic republic. We never conquered any country. That's wrong. We did conquer, and that this idea we are a peaceful country. We will never fight. Of course we do, and do it pretty damn well. So so get out of that. Get your own act in order, and just be ready.
Would you say today the US is worried about India, sir? They're scared to a certain. I'm not scared as in like physically scared, but they've got that fear in their mind.
They can't figure us out, I think.
Is this the first time they've realized that who are these people? Why are they? You know,
Yeah.
I somehow I've come to this realization by after listening to a lot of
You
their
know, see
debates.
what happens is when you do your cyber, apart from hitting the target country, it also spills out on you. It comes back. So you're a peace-loving country, blah blah, and all that sort of thing. They start to believe that themselves. Then they suddenly find that this guy's got a spine here.
Ah.
He's not changing. He's not changing. He's saying no. He dared to say no to Trump. This is what they're not able to understand. And they haven't analyzed that their own chap was making all these foolish things. If we hadn't done it, we had handled it better, we might have gone along with him to some extent if it served our interest. But now we've shown that it can be done. That's the other worry. Now, like you said, the Germans are willing, the Japs are willing to deal with us and work with us. The French probably always were. Israelis were always there. So को लगता है कि their hold is collapsing and Europe is not doing too well for itself. Europe is under great
Yeah, I
stress.
mean, it certainly does feel like we gave. I mean, I won't call it electric shock, but we did give a huge jolt to Trump with our response. He thought, oh yeah, India will just.
Yeah, yeah, they come back. I know how to deal with them.
I think that was a shocker. Their whole establishment seems.
Yeah,
See, why am I
days.
saying this? Sir? When you look at when they went after China, they knew China will hit them,
Uh,
and they knew this is the part of the game. So we'll hit them, they'll hit us, and we'll come to a center point and kind of stand somewhere till the
mm,
time we actually get into the fight.
mm,
With India, it was like, okay, this is a big guy. I'm going to take this guy down. It's going to send a message to the global south that
mm,
listen, I'm back. Big Daddy's back. Calm down. This is your voice. This is your leader of the global south. There, he's with me,
mm,
and I'll do it with a splash.
mm.
I think it was that. Where do you think he lost the plot? Was it
I don't
Operation
think he had a
Sindoor?
plot. I don't think he had a plot. His
Oh,
plot was to just bludgeon through. धक्का मारो और हो जाएगा. Push them and they'll do it. I am Trump after all. So he got misled by his own, the people he had selected,
hmm.
and
That's
by his own ego. I mean, you don't treat another sovereign country with 1.5 billion people and nuclear arms and a lot of technology, a lot of hard work, a lot of economy. You can't call us a dead economy. Have a heart, yeah. Their own economy is dying, and we're doing the best, and we say you're dead economy. So if you don't have if you don't have a plan which has an exit plan, if it doesn't have what if plan, what is the second route? So क्या करोगे? Now you will just have chaps saying, "Oh, it is Modi's war." Huh?
Brahmin.
So,
Brahmins are making money. I was like, oh God.
huh?
What did he attend? What did he attend? Harvard's India class 101 took the first
I
page
don't
and
know
said,
where he got that
Brahmin.
from. Therefore, it's India's war now. Peace comes. Root is it? What is
Yeah, the
peace is
road to peace is from New Delhi.
true. हाँ.
Yeah.
तो ये ऐसी ऐसी बातें करेंगे तो you wonder, are they serious? Do you really think we should be talking to them? Wait till they run out of steam. Just wait till they run out of steam.
So you
That
basically think
huh,
they came out and attacked us,
huh,
thinking we'll just fall down.
yeah,
They built up the pressure with Operation Sindoor,
huh,
right? With that nonsense. Oh, I stopped the war. I stopped the war.
yeah, yeah,
The first slap from Modi when he told him no Nobel Prize, get lost. You're not getting anything from me.
huh.
And that's when the shit broke loose. You find after 10 days, tariffs, that. It
Then
went
they
off
just
the
didn't
off the
know what
cycle.
to do. 25%, 50%, लगा लो tariff.
Yeah, it makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So basically, they thought we will not fight. They were not even prepared for the fight, and now it's a fumble.
Hmm.
So what do you think is going to be the next move?
That is that is a good question. We are not taking any. We are not making the first move.
So let's war game it, sir. Does Trump fall back or does Trump not? In either thing, what would be your thoughts?
I think play a game of pretense. I won, but actually sent somebody else to talk to us, and send like the German is coming with maybe they're being sent with a note. Come on, just get the
Okay.
Indians on your side.
No wonder he's saying India is a great country, have great relationship. Oh, they're just high tariff, and it was very mellowed down yesterday.
Hmm.
So, and then he suddenly said, "Oh, India has offered to drop all tariffs." And everybody looking at it, who,
Huh?
what? ये क्या हुआ? And then, by the way, today morning, so what you're saying makes a lot of sense. Why? Because today morning he said some journalist asked him, Polish journalist, saying, "You haven't done anything on India and this and that." He says, "Oh, by tariff, secondary tariff. Don't you think that is enough? Billions and billions of dollars were lost." So what you're saying? it'll be a pretense. He's going to build up the fact that Indians zeroed the tariff. He's going to build up the fact that Indians lost billions of dollars and just say, all right, India's
Therefore,
faced enough.
therefore, we decided not to let them do and comply.
Ah. So it's not option A, option B, it's hidden option C.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, interesting, interesting. That's very, that's very interesting. Hmm.
Okay. What else can he do? The precious little he can do.
That's why I keep forcing you to have conversations with me. So it's really fun debating with you. I'm going to ask you one last question and squeeze that in, if you don't mind. Is our policy, as far as our security and the region is concerned, I mean, you've been connected with security all your life. How do you think we're doing today, sir?
I think it's doing pretty well. Terrorism will happen.
Yeah.
Terrorist attacks will continue. There are still some bad spots in our country. There aren't
Mhm.
1.4 billion people. कोई ना कोई तो झगड़ा होएगा ही. That is a given. That will happen all the time. But I think economically we're doing well. This change in the GST is going to be a positive move. जो करा है releasing changing the slabs and all. The economy is doing well. We are doing well. There will be some give and take, but what we have to do is to just do nothing
Hold our
more.
head high. Hmm.
रोते रहो मैंने नहीं करना I'm not going to do it.
We're not playing your game at all.
Not playing your game. We have friends in the Chinese, we're talking to them, we'll come to some agreement. Russians, are been always our friends. And I can travel with him in his car. And, you know,
I was
these are
just,
these are symbols, these are narratives which has thrown the Americans,
I,
and Modi himself has not said anything. Just we will look after our interests. So I think that's the best way to do it.
I love that picture with, you know, and I mean, it's quite a thing for Putin as well.
Yeah.
Uh, to
Putin is
wait for
also not a much loved man in the West. We are not shy of that. They're saying, telling them, we are not shy of that. He's
yeah,
तुमने उसको धोखे से लड़ाई कराई न्यूटो में घुसे आप लोग उसको लेकर यूक्रेन को and then you say that he's launched the war. He did for his self-interest. You taught him how to handle your self-interest, so he's done it.
we did for our self interest, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
So
what's
we
wrong
are
in that?
learning from you. You told us how to handle your self-interest.
Yeah, but we
They
learned the
threatened
right thing. How
they
to
they
stay.
they 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 threatened Khrushchev with with nuclear war.
Yeah,
What was it? Self-interest or saving the world?
I don't know what that was,
That time
but
we were all poor nothings. Didn't matter really. 62,
uh,
15 years after independence. But
the
now we
Chinese chose
matter.
that time to attack us because the Americans were busy.
Yeah. So we are now a different country. The world is different. Europe doesn't matter to the world like it used to. So usme, to give up that takes time. To give up that aura and I don't think Putin will be visiting us. I don't see Trump visiting us
Nope.
in the near future. Now that will be the thing. If Trump agrees to visit us, that means definitely we have won. Or he says, let's have a one-to-one in Alaska or somewhere. No, we'll say we'll have a one-to-one in Srinagar.
Now we'll have a one-to-one in POJ in Skardu.
Yeah, कादू में करते हैं.
Skardu mein karte hain.
So let's see what he does.
Hey, you brought out some very, very interesting things. It's always a pleasure talking to you. I must say we should do this very much more often. I should trouble you a lot more. But
You're most welcome. Most welcome.
thank you so much, sir. This was a pleasure. And to all the audience, please leave your comments, leave your thoughts, and of course, with your encouragement as well, please say that sir must be there on Dev Talks more often to give us this insight of experience, which is very important for us to actually learn. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Goodbye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.